Hi, this is Dr. Harris, and I just wanted to review a few of the options you can use for free website creators for your digital essay in the class. I'm going to go through two today. The first is Weebly, which is the website creator I use for our course website, and the other is a website creator called Medium. Weebly is a more dynamic site. If you're going to have multiple pages, you're going to need to use Weebly. If you want to have kind of like a single essay, kind of a single blog post kind of narrative that incorporates images, video, then we're going to use Medium instead. So I'm going to show you Weebly first, and this is the homepage that you'll come to when you log into Weebly. These are just my course sites, so ignore that. It's the dashboard for all of the sites or the courses that I teach. What I'm going to do is go up here to Add Site. Click on that button to create a new site to demo the program for you. It gives you the focus options. You'll probably want to choose just site to get started with. You can always add blogs to a site later, but I'm not sure you can add sites to a blog. I haven't tried that yet. You can choose a theme, and you can change these themes at any time. So once you select one, don't worry if you end up not liking it or not working for you. You can always go back and change later. So I'm going to try this one. Basically what the themes do is it kind of gives you a template to get started with color, photo placement, and things like that. The second window will let you name that. The first box is the only one you're going to be concerned with. The other two require you to register and pay for domains. You're just going to want to use a free domain. And I'm going to call this test site for 3326. It'll show it is available, continue, and that will be the website name that I'm working with. Obviously you can name it whatever you'd like to. It doesn't have to be the name of the course. So this is just the first page. No matter what template you choose, it always starts you out with these three basic pages. So these are separate pages. If you click on these, you'll see just those three template pages. You can always go back and change your pages up here at the top under this Pages tool. So I'm going to click on that, and these are the three pages that we just saw: Home, About, and Contact. I don't want one named About, so I'm going to go down here to the bottom of the page and delete that. Yes, I'm going to delete page. I don't really care for the contact page. I can delete that too. You can always add back in pages when you're done. Unless you have content on them and delete them, then the content will be gone. So I have a home page that I don't want to call home page. I want to call it who I am. You can name that again whatever you want. That's just going to be the landing page that you come to first. And then you can select any one of these page layouts. So you can have no header. You can keep that landing page format. I'm going to go with short header just to show you what that looks like. And you can come back and change this at any time as well. I'm going to click Save and Edit, and it takes me right into that first page here, and I can click on any of these elements and edit them. You can also edit the image. I don't want her there. I want a different picture, so I'm going to click on Edit Image, and I want to use one of my own. So I'm going to upload that from my computer. Click on Upload Photo. I'm going to Christmas photo. Okay. Click Open. It's going to upload the file and then replace that. And I can choose to add that to all the pages if I want the heading to be the same for all the pages. Only one page, or select pages so it's just on some of the pages. I'm going to select only this page and click Publish. When you click Publish, you're going to see that same kind of options. All you have to do is hit Continue, because you've already got your domain in there. Or if you didn't get the option to create a domain at the beginning, you can add the name there. You'll come to this website publish page. You can publish as often as you want just to save your work. You can basically ignore all of this because that's just asking you to share it or buy something. This right here is your link where you can go to see what the page looks like on the web. So that's what I have so far. There's a Weebly ad at the bottom that's annoying, but it's a free site, so we're not going to worry about that. Then I'm going to go back into my creator, my content area, just click off that box, and it takes me back to where I can work on and add various elements. So I can do one of two things at this point. I can edit my home page, the first page, by going over here to the left hand side and dragging and dropping in the elements that I want to use. So let's say I want to add some text here. Click that and add text. And then it gives you that text box editor so you can bold, italic, underline, change the font size, color, add a hyperlink. Let's say I want to hyperlink out to a different page. I'm going to hyperlink to Google. This is just a demo, clearly. So I'm going to go to Google, copy that URL, and then whatever I want to be the hyperlink, I'm just going to click on here and paste that in. Always select it to open link in a new window so you can have the audience stay at your landing page, and then that becomes a hyperlink. And depending on what your format is, that will be a different color. If you want to change those colors in your template, you can go back to that design feature, change your fonts, and say, okay, for my, let's see, paragraph text, I want a different kind of font, I want a different color of font. I'm going to go back and change my links. I don't want those to be orange, I want them to be purple. When they hover over them, they can turn pink. Yeah, so you can kind of modify any template that you want to be different, have different colors, different design options, and you can always go back in and change that theme if you don't like that theme at all at any point by just clicking on theme. But like I said, I want to go in and work on this page, so I go back to build. Build is always your main content building apparatus. I added a text box here. I'm going to do some more text there, and then I think I'm going to add a gallery. I want a few images underneath that first paragraph of text to kind of go back and forth through my document. So I'm just going to drag and drop gallery in there, and just like with that banner image, I'm going to go upload some gallery photos from my computer. So this is about Christmas, so I'm going to add a few Christmas photos and click open. It's going to upload those files for me, scan them for viruses. So now I'm going to have kind of a running slideshow right underneath that first paragraph of text. So it's going to scroll through different Christmas images from last Christmas, because that's the theme of what I'm working on right now. Once those get uploaded, you'll be able to see those all there. I guess I picked a lot of them. Okay, so now I've got the images that I want in my slideshow. And when I click on just that area where the slideshow is, I can change columns. So I want two columns. I want to add spacing above and below. Not necessarily. I don't need that. Advanced. I'm not going to do anything with that. Okay, so I'm done with all of those. I don't want 5 images. That's too many. I'm going to delete this one. Okay, so now I have 4 images. I'm going to go ahead and publish that. So now on my website, we should be able to see that I have a heading, I have some text, and I have images. So those are just some basic things you can do. Let's say instead of images, instead of that gallery, I don't want those images static. I would rather have them move. I want a slideshow. So I'm going to just go ahead and delete that gallery there. I'm going to go over here and choose slideshow instead. Let's see, I think I'm just going to have a simple slideshow. You can make the settings different later. I'm going to put in those 4 images, and I'm going to have a slideshow instead of the gallery. So you can, once they're uploaded, drag to reorder them. So you can have them in any order that you want. You can delete them. You can enter a caption. So as they slideshow, you can say what those are. I'll just add this to see. Whoop. I published it. Okay. Christmas 2015. Stockings. snowman, whoop, and ornament. All right, I'm going to save, and now that's going to be a slideshow. I want that to be different, so I'm going to just click on that area to edit it. Navigation, no, that's fine. Speed, I want it to be a little bit faster, so I'm going to set it to every 4 seconds. Spacing, that's fine. And then advanced allows you to autoplay, so that the person either has to, it can start automatically, or they have to click on it. You can have a starting position if you want. Aspect ratio you can change, and for those of you who know what aspect ratio is, that might be a big deal. If not, no worries. And then I'm going to publish it. So now I can go back to that same site, and instead of the gallery, I now have a slideshow. And these images are fairly big. You don't necessarily have to have images that large on your computer. You can have smaller ones if you would like. You just have to edit the images before you put them up. So now I have a headline, some text, a slideshow. You can add in a number of other things just by going and dragging and dropping. You can put a map in if you have something that's space related. You can put that in there. You can embed code if you need to create something in another website and embed it here. You can do a divider, a button. The ones that have stars on them, you might have to use the paid service to put those in. Yeah. Nope, I don't want to upgrade now. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry. Try this element, but it'll not put it. Okay. So you're not going to be able to upload a video on this site. You can, however, go into... Oh, it's not going to let me do this. No, I don't want to upgrade. You can go into hyperlink into a video. So if I had a video on another site and I wanted to hyperlink that in, I could do that. Go back in there and post that in the site itself. Or I could embed a code. Let me try to embed the code for a video. I'm gonna go here, load that in. It's not letting me delete that. Custom HTML. I'm not going to do that right now. If you do want to do a video on that site, we'll work through that later. I don't want to go through creating the custom HTML right now. Lastly, to add additional pages, you can just go back to that pages button, click on that, and add as many pages as you like. Just click on the add button, standard page. I'm going to call that page 2. I want the short header. I'm going to save and edit, and every time you hit save, it takes you right into that page that you just created. Let's say instead of having a page up at the top, I want page 2 to be part of that first page. I can just click on that and drag it over, and it becomes a sub page. So when I save and edit and go back now, I have who I am, and page 2 is underneath that instead of out to the side. So you can kind of play around with that. Anytime you hover over something that can be edited, you should be able to see an edit sign. Any of the text on the site should be able to be edited, and then you can just drag and drop in elements and play around with that as you would like. So that is Weebly in a nutshell. I'm going to click off of that and go to Medium. Medium is, like I said, a little bit more one-page focus. So if you have a longer print essay, so think about one page of snowfall that you want to hyperlink things into, you could use Medium for that. When you log on, create an account, this is pretty much what you'll see. It'll say right here, so if you want to do something quick, you could type in that. What I would recommend instead is click up here on Write a Story. That takes you to an editing palette that's a little bit richer. It gives you this little tutorial down here at the bottom that tells you what these elements mean. What you can do is just go ahead and start writing your story. I'm writing. Type in the title here, click on Tell Your Story, and that's going to be your text box editor. Now I have some text and I want to edit that, so I'm going to highlight that, and that little box that you see down here is going to pop up. I'm going to make that heading 2, make that just a little bit smaller. You can center that if you want to. Drag it back to the right. You can create notes. I'm not sure you want to do this, but people who read your site can create notes if they want to. And then I want to, let's see, go down here and add in some images. So this little plus sign will appear when you click on that, and it allows you to add an image, add a video, add an embed. So if you have an element from another site you want to put in, or add a new part, and that just gives you kind of a divider. All right, I'm going to go back in and add an image to that. Okay, that's my image I'm going to add. I'm going to open that up, and again, these are fairly large photos, so it's going to add them as pretty big pictures to the site. You have a couple of options of how you can work with the picture. It can just be part of the text and then you type above and below it, or you can actually type over this photo. So I'm going to add typing over and just start writing my story. So let's say, no, I don't like that. I don't like how it looks. I would rather have it off to the side. I can go in and change it then. Or nope, I want it to be smaller. I actually want it back big with text on both sides of it. I just want it kind of full screen. Any of these options you can modify and change at any time. Once you get done with that, you can share the draft. You can copy and send that link to your coworkers, so you don't have to publish yet. You basically can work in draft form here without having to publish until the very end, and you're totally ready. I would definitely recommend doing that, because once you hit publish, you cannot go back and change it in this. When you publish to Weebly, you can go back in and change it any time. This one is kind of a one-shot editor, so make sure that you get it perfect in this editor before you publish to anywhere else. You can do hyperlinks. You can do kind of a quote within a box. Go back up here and say, all right, I'm gonna type some text and I want that to be quoted. So it's gonna change the font, and you're gonna see this, so it kind of breaks that down into a quote. And then I'm gonna start and do another new section. So this medium is a little bit more basic, like I said, because it's just the one-shot page, but you can still do some fun things with that if you feel a little bit overwhelmed by the multiple pages on Weebly. Another option, if you really want to get fancy, is create your pages on Weebly, and then you can organize and manipulate them in Medium as well. So you can blend the two together if you feel really comfortable with doing web editing and design. The basic principle of this is just to get your feet wet in this kind of a new medium, new genre, and to think about how it's different reading on a screen than it is reading in kind of print text. Even though we did on a screen in Google Docs for the first essay, this is a different kind of genre. It's not really just that kind of simple print format. So just play around with that, experiment. I'm eager to see the kinds of things that you do and the kind of clever things that you come up with. If you have any questions, let me know, and I can do a mini tutorial to walk you through a piece and share that with the class. This was just a really basic introduction, so I'm looking forward to seeing your projects, and go brainstorm, go talk to your classmates, and we'll get started on the second project.